So what was it like seeing your character that you helped create, like being in the animated series and just being in media in general? Obviously, the animated series I feel like was the most accurate. We'll get into the other stuff in a second. But
Yeah.
starting with the animated series, how was that, and how did you feel about people taking a liking to something that you helped create so much?
I enjoyed most of his animated iterations. The animated series was great. Young Justice was great. That one's the closest one to the actual published Bane. When Danny Trejo did the voice for him, that was really
Mhm.
cool.
And they're in Santa Prisca, yeah.
Yeah, the live action stuff, not so much.
So
Right.
it's been a known thing on the podcast, and the disdain I have for the live action movies, because for me, when I would look at this character and knowing this character is one very self-made one. This character is highly intelligent and is very capable and methodical about the way he goes about things.
Mhm.
And being in the movies, especially in the Nolan stuff, where he ends up being a patsy for Raish in the end, I'm like, that doesn't feel like that character.
Yeah.
We've had heated discussions on the podcast with our friend Otis about my disdain from. They love him just because of the movie, but me, like, going back to read some of his issues, and like I have my own idea of what the character would be like. So it's really validating that I can have somebody that created the person shit on these movies as much as I did. 'Cause I hated his depiction in those movies.
They're terrible. I mean, the first one, Batman and Robin, the
Oh,
Joel
that's
Schumacher
right.
one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he was just a big dumb knucklehead. Again, he was a patsy for Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
At least he looked like Bane, kind of an S&M Bane, but he looked like Bane. The Tom Hardy one was like, what the fuck? What is? I don't even understand what the hell that's supposed to be.
Or what he's
wearing
saying.
like a face hugger on his face. How does he eat? There's no mention of venom, and yet at the end of the movie, he's able to punch through a concrete pillar without breaking his hand.
Right.
They hired a short actor. They gave him a funky mask and a silly accent. I mean, why call him Bane? Why not just call him, Joshua or something?
Mr. Joshua, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I love this because all the points you're bringing up are points I've said verbatim on here. Oh my gosh,
He has.
my life is made.
Yeah.
I could die happy. I could die happy right now.
And
I've been
then they
validated.
kill him in a really terrible way. Just kind of like an offhanded. All right, he's dead. He's gone. The whole guy who drove the plot of the film is dead in with a push of a little button from Catwoman.
Exactly.
Right. It's like how that's the most disrespectful thing you can do, because Bane is all, but he's all about hands-on grappling. That's his biggest thing. It's his bread and butter. He's a wrestler. Right. He's a wrestler. And it's funny too, because one of the biggest parts of Bane is, like you said, it's the injection of venom. It's how he gets bigger and buffer. And because he's originally he's not that big. He's a smaller person. He was a person that was obviously he's a prisoner. He was experimented on. He got made bigger because of the venom. So
No. Bane is a big man prior to Venom.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Oh,
I thought he was a smaller person.
No, he built himself up in prison.
Nice.
Before they put the venom in him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, when I draw Bane, he's the biggest bodybuilder you'll ever meet.
So the venom doesn't make him bigger; it just makes him stronger.
It wasn't originally. It was supposed to make him more pumped up, but not like Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk. That kind of thing.
Okay.
But other artists have taken that license, and ran with it. But yeah, so when I draw Bane, you can tell that I keep him more grounded, so that even when he's all juiced up, he's still just the biggest freaking bodybuilder you're ever gonna see, but still within human proportions.
That's interesting. That's a popular misconception. That's the Mandela effect. Okay.
Because you see it in things like the Arkham game series, where he's tiny. And that he gets huge out of nowhere, and again, he
folds up.
Yeah, he hulks. He hulks up. And that's not who he is.
No, well, I actually like the idea like you had, that he actually does, because Bane is obviously every iteration. Well, the good iterations, he is an intelligent person. He's capable.
He's a tactician.
He's a tactician. The idea also that he's trained his body and his mind, kind of like Batman. That's why he's able to beat him. So I like the idea that he actually already is a athlete beforehand. And then he just enhances it in some ways. Okay, that's different.
Yeah. He's a brutal fighter. There was a cage match in the first book, Vengeance of Bane, where they're fighting with shivs and their hands tied up and stuff, and he you know, like Conan in the Conan the Barbarian movie. You know, he's just taking out all comers. You know.
That's great. Yeah.
The moment I love from that character in particular, I